Welcome to the holiday season of 1989. The last 6 weeks of the year are the time of the big releases. And kicking off the holiday season for us is a shooter. There have been several attempts to do a Space Harrier style game on the Famicom, and all of them have been pretty bad, including the actual port of Space Harrier. Cosmic Epsilon is another attempt to do a Space Harrier style game, and you know what? This one's actually kinda good. The plot of the game is straightforward. Aliens invade and bombard Earth, so you're sent out to stop them. Those alien craft in the opening cutscene are actually the first and second boss. So what makes Cosmic Epsilon work when other attempts to do Space Harrier games on the Famicom have failed? Well, the first thing should be obvious. The developer Home Data got scaling to work on the Famicom. Now it's really only being used with the terrain, and it is extremely low resolution, but it's still a pretty cool technical trick that's used to great effect on multiple stages. Also, for the sprites they had to draw at multiple sizes, they drew a lot of them. Going through at super slow motion, you can see how many different scales they rendered all of the enemies at. That greatly reduces the problem of not being able to tell how far away something is. And they also made your shots emerge from above your character. Whether you're in your powered armored form or flying around as a spacecraft, your shots emerge above you, so you have a clear view of where you're shooting. It's really easy to know where you're aiming in this game, so the shooting works well. And somehow, they really managed to get a lot of enemies on the screen. When you consider how much they're doing here, having 6 enemies on the screen plus their shots is a real technical challenge. You start out flying over the surface of the Earth, repelling invaders, and once you're done there, you transform into a spacecraft and take the battle to orbit. As you're flying through the stages, you do need to keep an eye out for obstacles, like the erupting volcanoes that actually aren't too difficult to dodge, or these moving energy beams that actually are pretty hard to dodge. Pressing the B button fires your main gun, and you can hold it up to build up a charge that does about 5 times as much damage. Really, the only place you're going to want to use that is against bosses. Almost every enemy during the stages only takes 1 hit. The A button fires a missile, and you have a limited stock of those. The missiles are useful, but not overpowering. They'll track a little bit, but they have to have some distance to do so. So it doesn't work to fire them when an enemy is already on top of you. And they don't track that much, so you have to be kind of in the general vicinity. Because of that, I wind up barely ever using them. They're handy for picking off enemies as they show up, but they're not so vital that you need to rely on them. On some stages you encounter a dragon-like enemy that has a capsule at the end of its tail. They'll take quite a few hits to defeat, and when you blow them up they'll drop that capsule. Collecting the M will give you more missiles, the X gives you an extra life, and the S makes you invulnerable for a short period. The capsules are one of my few complaints about the game. They don't line up as nicely as the enemies do, so it can be hard to tell where you need to position yourself to collect it. As you're fighting those enemy spacecraft, there's a difference between the bullets they shoot at you. The white ones are the standard bullet, while the black ones move very quickly. You can also destroy some incoming shots, like the rings. There's one more special feature about Cosmic Epsilon, and that is, this is the final game to support the Famicom 3D system. The Famicom 3D system is a pair of shuttered glasses that open and close in front of each eye separately, alternating on every frame. And in Cosmic Epsilon, it works pretty well. Well enough that I'd say that this is the definitive use for the 3D system glasses. There are a ton of secret codes for Cosmic Epsilon. For example, if you hit up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, well, I guess that doesn't work. Well, you could always do that backwards. A, B, right, left, down, down, up, and that gets you a level select. If you want to get through the game a little bit more fairly, when you get a game over, hold down select and then hit start, and then when you hit start on the title screen, you'll be at the beginning of the last stage you were at. There's also this invincibility code, and if you happen to be really good at Cosmic Epsilon, when you beat the game, you're given a code to play it again on an even harder difficulty. In Japan, Cosmic Epsilon isn't well remembered, but the people who do remember it love the technical prowess of the game. Home Data will actually make a pseudo-sequel to it as well. We'll be seeing Tetris Star a lot later. Obviously, I like Cosmic Epsilon a lot. But at the end of the day, it's still a pretty simple shoot-'em-up. There's no real power-ups or anything like that, and the enemy patterns aren't that complicated. Still, this is a game that I would put down as a hidden gem on the Famicom. A real showcase of what this 8-bit system could do.